All right, let's take a look at this discussion now. So the Nigerian Mafia Johannesburg is one of the latest offerings by Dr Onyeka Nwelue. This filmmaker and author dives into the Johannesburg underworld with this gripping crime novel, which promises a story about survival, betrayal and redemption set against the backdrop of South Africa's bustling metropolis. Nwelue, a prolific scholar, filmmaker and publisher, brings his multifaceted experience to the Nigerian Mafia Johannesburg. Thank you so much for speaking to us, Onyeka, and a good morning too. Really good to have you with us on the show.
Good morning. It's nice speaking to you.
This is such a book, you know, just from the title, I already thought, oh, what a provocative book already, right? The Nigerian Mafia Johannesburg, a gripping crime drama in South Africa. And I believe this is a series of books. So talk to us about, firstly, the series, and then we'll get into the Nigerian Mafia.
Okay, the Nigerian Mafia is a series set in 10 countries of the world. We have the Nigerian Mafia Mumbai, we have the Nigerian Mafia Sao Paulo, and Nigerian Mafia Johannesburg. And then the fourth one is Nigerian Mafia Freetown. It's a Nollywood actor who goes into crime after getting stranded in India, in Mumbai. And then he begins to peddle drugs from one country to another and getting enmeshed with all kinds of criminals. So for me, it's an entertainment that I thought I should build on stereotypes about Nigerians and also reveal the mastery of cinema in fiction writing, because I felt it's important to write a book that looks like a movie. And fortunately, the Nigerian Mafia Mumbai has already been optioned for film.
Yeah, this is just the most fascinating series that, right, and quite a story that you're telling. But talk to us about the Nigerian Mafia Johannesburg, because, you know, when you speak about the series and how you're telling the story in various cities across the world, and then you think, okay, what is particularly significant about Johannesburg? And I think that what the book does really well is really capture, I suppose, the spirit of the hustle of Johannesburg, right?
Johannesburg is one of my favorite cities in the world, and I have lived there I lived in Johannesburg for 3 years. In fact, I have a book titled The Strangers of Braamfontein, where I lived, which hasn't been published in South Africa yet, but hopefully that would happen soon. But it's been published in other parts of the world, The Strangers of Braamfontein. The thing about Johannesburg is that it's in fact, South Africa in general is a very interesting country, diverse in every aspect, in culture, weather, education, and class, you know. So it does not, I mean, South Africa itself is a story. It's a complete story. It doesn't lack anything. You can spin a story from just walking down Yeoville, Braamfontein, or you go to Cape Town or Durban, and the story will come up and a complete book will spin out. And I also think, I always tell people, and this is not for me trying to patronize South Africans. I always tell people, oh, South Africa is the United States of America. It's the most developed country in Africa. And you can find whatever thing you need in South Africa. I'm also very close to many South African writers. So we have a bond. And I also have a good relationship with the South African Embassy High Commission in Nigeria. The Consul General himself is a writer, a very intelligent man that I respect so much, Dr. Bobby Moreau. So it's a way of me paying tribute to the country that took me in when I had to run away from Nigeria.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting that you speak about that, because I think that there is obviously a lot of negative sentiments sometimes around the Nigerian community that is living here in South Africa. And what this book has been able to do is, especially because it's also fictional, right, is to give us the day-to-day lives of Nigerians living in South Africa, the realities that they face when they come here, and I suppose you talk about the opportunity that's available in Johannesburg. Well, there certainly is also something to be said about how that opportunity requiring a lot of bravado. And in the story, I mean, there's obviously going to be some criminal elements as well. Talk to us about how you weave some of those themes together.
I always say, because I have lived in many countries of the world, and I think there are criminals in every country, you know? The thing is that Nigerians, we are very loud people, right? And it's important to know that if you're a criminal, you don't need to be loud, because you get caught easily. So I thought, I have read a lot about drug peddlers who are Nigerians in South Africa. And it's also important to know that these Nigerians have allies. They have people they work with, and those people are South Africans. How do these drugs get into South Africa? Who consumes these drugs? Because most of the drug dealers don't even use these drugs. Yeah. So I have had people say, oh, these Nigerians have destroyed our youth with Yaope and the rest of them. But the question is, how is it transacted? So in my story, what I did was to capture fictionally. Don't forget about that. It's not a true story that I'm writing.
Yes.
Fictionally, the relationship between the host country and the people coming in to the country. It's important to know that whatever crime that a foreigner commits in South Africa, there is always a South African helping them do it. And this might get people angry, but that is the truth. Because if the citizens do not want this to happen, they will not let it happen. So it's a two-way thing about committing crime in a foreign land.
Yeah, very interesting, right? What a story. Tell us, where do we get our hands on the book?
Exclusive bookshops. It's published by Jacana Media. There's one, probably the #1 publisher in South Africa. And I'm so blessed that they're the ones pushing it, because once you walk into exclusive bookshop anywhere in South Africa, the Nigerian Mafia is just standing right at the entrance.